A retired judge and former prosecutor fired his weapon at FBI agents today before he took his own life. He unalived himself as the FBI showed up at his home in New York to arrest him. 72-year-old Stuart Rosenwasser died from a self-inflicted GSW during a federal raid on his home in Campbell Hall. The judge has reportedly been involved in a federal bribery scandal involving a former case that he worked with when he was a former prosecutor. He was a public prosecutor. After authorities got to his home to arrest him this morning on Tuesday, September 24th, he allegedly first opened fire on the FBI agents before turning the gun on himself. Federal prosecutors said that Stewart had been taking bribes in the past worth $63,000 while he worked inside the Orange County District Attorney's Office. According to an indictment that was unsealed just hours after he took his life today, he had allegedly taken money by a man with the name of Marty Soudani, whose nephew, Martin Soudani, was jailed last year for stealing $1.9 million from his uncle. The indictment said that Stewart and Marty had known each other for around 40 years and that Stewart had represented him as an attorney in the 1990s. Now, in 2022, Marty allegedly accused both his sister and his nephew for stealing money from him. The charges against his sister were dropped, and Martin, his nephew, ended up pleading guilty to stealing $1.6 million from his uncle, and he served 2 months in jail. In other words, Marty allegedly paid Stewart to go after Marty's own family. After Marty's sister and nephew were arrested in Colorado, Stewart allegedly sent Marty a text that said, "I won't text anymore. Anything that you want to tell me, call me. That's it. I will call you tomorrow. We must stop creating text messages, period." Now, Martin's attorneys, the nephew, are seeking post-conviction relief by challenging the legality of his conviction of stealing the money and requesting that judgment be vacated or dropped. They are also wanting to file a lawsuit against Stewart, or they were wanting to, and several DA's offices for $22.5 million for an alleged malicious prosecution. Now, Stewart and Marty were both charged with conspiracy to commit bribery, conspiracy to commit honest services wire fraud, and honest services wire fraud. Stewart was also charged with extortion and making false statements to the FBI, and that was when he was interviewed in June. Reportedly, 3 days after Stewart's interview with the FBI, he quit his job abruptly at the DA's office, and he had been working there for 5 years. Reportedly, Stewart had been a former county judge and New York State Supreme Court justice. He served as a judge from 1999 to 2006. It was also said that he was known as Maximum Stu because he was known to really crack down on violent crime in the area. In November of last year, he was reportedly awarded the Arson Prosecutor of the Year. The FBI said in a statement that they were reviewing an agent-involved shooting that occurred earlier this morning in Campbell Hall in New York, and that they are taking it very seriously. The FBI said the shooting is under investigation by their inspection division and that they had no other details to provide because the investigation is ongoing. This is pretty sad, and honestly, it seems like Stewart saw dollar signs in the past and just got involved in the wrong stuff. Either way, prayers go out to all who knew and loved him, because SUICIDE is just a different type of death, and it's hard. For more true crime, don't forget to give me a follow and to check out my website at www.truecrimewithmegan.com.